What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to be breaking down some of Calvin Ridley's best route running from Week 2 of the NFL. We're going to talk about him versus Cowboys defense. We're going to be talking about how to stop on a dime, how to run this kind of like slant corner variation, selling this thing with your eyes, 3 steps to the outside, and then we're going to be talking about how to run a post out and how to get out as fast as possible at the top of the route of this post out. And guys, if you're a receiver and you want to get better off the line of scrimmage, you don't know when to make certain releases, you don't know when to use certain releases, you're not sure just the reason why behind everything, right? Everybody can do the technique, everybody knows the name of the release, but when do you apply that? Check out that link in the description. It says all wide receiver press releases. We talk about a full 15-minute video on all the releases you guys can do, broken down the technique behind it and when to specifically use those versus what situation and the timing of the play, okay? Hope to get you guys on that soon. Check out that link below in the description. Let's get started. So first things first, we're going to be talking about this deep, like 20-yard out that the Falcons love to run. You see Julio Jones run this all the damn time, and it's so important that we push vertical, that we get this DB to turn his hips, we get him to commit, and we're able to snap this thing off, right? So let's watch this thing full speed one more time. So Ridley does a great job here, getting that DB to turn inside, selling like he's running fade, snap it off, force the DB to speed turn. If the ball's out, if we're in this situation here where this DB has to speed turn, if we do my job and accelerate out and the ball's on time, right, that plays such a big part. That's why quarterback's so important, is that this can't be stopped. That's why the Falcons love this against maybe a zone coverage look. It helps even against man coverage. We like this if the ball is out on time and the receiver can do his job with the route. So now let's talk about what our job is with this route. So you see how he's here, right? When he comes off the line, he kind of stems it right at this DB, right? For him to keep his leverage, for him to keep the outside, then we break this thing back off to the inside here, right? Now what we're doing here is trying to get him to turn his hips and run, okay? Because if we stem this thing and we attack him, I attack this DB's leverage. They're taught to keep their leverage, right? So this DB's outside leverage, he's got safety help over the middle. He wants to try to force you over the middle because that's where all the crap is. That's where he's got the help. That's where we're going to be able to make a play and be able to cover you if the quarterback maybe throws it late or whatever. So if we can attack his leverage, but we get him to keep his leverage outside, this is going to work even more, because when I take that pressure step and burst up over the middle of the field, or burst upfield, I should say, that's going to get him to turn his hips and run with me. But the whole key is being fast and selling with my body and selling with this body language, right? So you see how we're here and we're really driving. You see how Ridley stays in stride and then he snaps it off right now. That is the dang key, fellas, on any route that involves you snapping off, right? It's not so much like post corner. That does matter. You want to just be sudden. But when it involves dropping your hips, staying in stride is so important because it's body language, right? If the DB can't tell when you're making a break and all your routes look pretty dang similar, you know how hard that is for a DB to guard. That's so tough. And you see even some of the best DBs in the league, like Gilmore, right? When you get a big physical guy like Metcalf who can run fast, who can make his routes look the same and change direction fast, it's hard to cover, and he's the best corner in the damn league. So we got to make sure that we apply that to our routes. Let's stay running full speed. Let's sell this thing vertical and be able to drop right on a dime. Now, how I'm able to push vertical, a lot of people are thinking, why would he take an inside release on an out route? Because why would we force it? If he's outside leverage, why would we just force it right into him and run this out route and be like 2 yards from the sideline? That's what you guys got to understand. You guys got to think like quarterback. This quarterback wants me to stay on the top of the numbers here, snap it off so he's got room so he can get this thing out early and let me go run to it. Now, but if we get him to turn his hips and run vertical with me, it's easy to snap it off because the low man's going to win. Look how tall he is. Look how low his receiver is right here. That's the key. And being able to stop on a dime like this, the only way you could do that is by being violent with your hips. You're running full speed. You got to be violent with your hips. You got to drop right in stride. You got to snap 2, 3, 4. And now when we get to this position, and this DB isn't going to open up here because he's too far downfield. It's going to be slow. He's going to drift. So he's going to speed turn out of there to be right. Try to be right on this hip. But if we continue to drive off this break, if we use the energy I created at the top of the route, like you use energy with your hips. That's the whole point of dropping those hips violently, to decelerate, but also to create energy. And you use that energy to shoot you out towards the sideline and really make you explode. And you run those arms and you run to that ball. You win that race to the ball because you're accelerating off the break. You can't cover that. You will not be able to cover that. It's guaranteed separation at least every single time you run this route. That's a great job. Let's watch this thing full speed one more time by Ridley. He bursts up field here, attacks his leverage, takes that pressure step, gets him to turn his hips, snaps it off on a dime. Let's accelerate out. Great ball on time from Matt Ryan as well. Okay, so now we're going to be talking about this like kind of slant corner here route that that variation, and we're going to be talking about how he's able to get separation. He's coming across the field in motion, right? So we get this DB in motion with me. If I take 3 hard steps, because what's always a threat when you're coming across in motion is just a quick little flat route, right? So if I can make it look like that off the line, I commit my hips, I commit my shoulders to the outside, that can get this DB right here to turn his hips and run with me. right? So when I come off the line here, I motion across and then I set go 1, 2, 3. And you see that's what moves this DB off this platform, especially when he doesn't have hands, especially when he's in this kind of like catch variation. We got to make sure that we work him in open space. Anytime you guys are coming across the line in motion and you get space with the DB, you want to be quick off the line, you want to burst, but you want to sell this thing with your body, you want to sell it with your pad level, sell with your hips, right? So now he breaks up to the inside here, he gives a little bit of a peek for the ball, gets this DB on his inside hips trying to sell like we're just running maybe the seam or maybe running a dig to the back of the end zone. I don't know what they've been running before, but those are two things that could sell this thing 100%. You take those 3-yard steps, break to the inside on this little seam, maybe an angle route, whatever it is. We got to be able to sell this thing and gives a little peek back, breaks this thing off, and you see the separation he's able to get, right? Let's move him off platform. Let's explode back to the inside. Let's try to get him to overcommit. Let's try to get him to be like, oh shit, I got to burst up field. I got to go try to get him. Then I break this thing off back to the corner, and I'm wide open. That's a great job by Matt Ryan finding this as well. This is a great route by Calvin Ridley. Let's watch this thing again, full speed one more time. 1, 2, 3. Break up to the inside, hard cut. Make sure that DB leave him behind to the inside. Sell this thing with your eyes and with your hips. So now we're going to be looking at this post out here. Now, off of this post out, there's a little bit longer of a post out that everybody's used to, but most guys, when they run this post out, they'll go 1, 2, 3, and they'll snap right on that step. But he goes 2 more steps, and he snaps on the 5th, right? So that's something, if you look at old Jerry Rice film, he was great at running this type of route, right? Where you sell it's a long post fake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're snapping this thing off and getting back around to really try to get that DB to run with you, to really get him to turn his hips, right? So that's exactly what Ridley's doing in this situation. Now, when we come off the line here and we break to this post again, what are we thinking can draw this DB in? You guys got to think like a DB. What is he going to be looking at? Well, what should he be looking at, right? If he's in zone like this, he's going to be looking at the quarterback, right? So now what brings him down is he's got to feel me. He's got to feel me. He's got to see me cross his face. So when I cross his face, I better be fast and I better be committed with my speed, same stride, and commit my shoulders and commit my hips. That's the dang goal. That's what we have to try to get to, because that's what this DB is going to feel, and that's what this DB is going to want to drive on, right? So if I can do that, that's what's going to draw this sucker in. So when we're here and we take 5 steps, we break here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same idea, because I got speed into this post, right? So same idea as that out route that we were just talking about. I got to be able to drop on a dime in stride. So on that 5th step, you're snapping. You're bringing your chin to your knee. Your chest is going forward. You see how he's in explosive pad level position right here. He's not leaning back. His chest goes forward because he knows that he's got to be able to get some acceleration and burst out of this thing. So when I snap and my chest goes forward, you want to be able to snap, pivot your 2nd step, hook the 3rd step. So we go here. Let's watch this thing again. Snap, pivot, hook. And you see that 3rd step has got to push him back down that 90 degree, right? It's got to push him, or not 90 degree perfect, obviously, but push him back down to that. So snap, pivot, hook. He's pushing off that leg. And now what he has a little bit of a pause right here at the top of this route because his arms don't rip throughout the whole thing. That's one thing I think that he could do a little bit better of, is when you snap into this break, you guys want to keep your arms natural. If you keep your arms natural and you just continue to run your arms and continue to rip your hips through, you can just keep that same speed, right? You keep the same energy as long as you don't slow down. But what he does is he kind of drops his arms when he snaps. He snaps and his arms go down by his side, and now he's got to get his arms going again. But just because of the pure energy he's created here and forcing that DB to speed turn, he's able to have that energy to explode him, to give him that explosion off of that. When he does decide to run his arms, he creates that separation. That's a great route here by Ridley. Let's watch it again, full speed one more time. Great job using this post out to create separation. Again, you want to sell with your eyes, hips, shoulders, speed, stay in stride, snap 2, 3, make sure my arms stay running, keep those arms ripping out of there, and win that race to the ball. That's the key, winning the race 100% of the time. So number 1 here, we're going to watch this again, break to the post, 5 steps, snap this thing off, make sure I'm accelerating off this break, and then make a play. Great route here by Ridley. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, please leave those in the comments. And guys, if you're a receiver and also you want to improve your hands too, we talked a little bit about releases in the beginning. If you want to get better hands, you want to improve your catching, don't have a quarterback to throw you the ball, check out that link in the description. It says improve your hands in 30 days, full 30-day program to improve your hands. And if you want to get better at releases, check out that all wide receiver press releases link below. I'll see you guys next time.